Welcome back to SL Chennai Speaks Out. A gay parade was held here in Chennai for the first time on June the 28th. And that was the day that many families actually realized that they had members amongst them who were different. Gabriel, you were there at that parade. Does your family know that you are gay?
Yes, I was there in the Pride Out and Open, and yes, they know, but it's taking some time for them to accept that I'm gay.
Was that the first time they actually saw you out there, and was that the day they actually thought that perhaps he is gay?
Actually, it was a doubt, something that, I was feeling, I felt bad whether should I say it or not, and they had the similar feeling that whether they should ask me or not. Indirectly, I have to tell them a lot of things, a lot of ways, that what I'm interested in.
Shobna, I'd like to ask you, in your experience, do you find that people who suddenly come out and acknowledge that they are somewhat different actually lose their friends and, would tell us?
There's various ways it happens. The coming out process basically is about accepting, recognizing, accepting ourselves. So coming out to ourselves is the first step. Coming out to other people is a second step. And that we choose to do depending on how supportive our family or best friends are. At this point in time, my sisters are quite okay with me, but my parents still don't talk about it. And I didn't talk to them for quite a few years.
Is it in point of fact just an old-fashioned, if that's the right word, point of view that people are actually getting about the whole issue of being sexually different, sir?
See, on the issue of coming out, it actually comes down to the issue that whether you want to be noticed or not. Now, when you have certain vested interest, you don't need to do it. Where does it suit you? Is it to your advantage? Take for Sunil, for instance. Sunil is a fashion choreographer. Now, there he needs some publicity. It makes absolute sense to be what you are. The world is not interested in knowing whether you're gay, you're bisexual, you're this, you're that. Just walk out of the studios. I have got a huge puddle of water to walk through. That is more important for me. I want a good road in the city. That's more important. They're not interested in knowing whether you're gay, you're bisexual. Come on, give me a break.
Right. Sunil, that comment...
Still worse is an identity. Identity. Now, everybody thinks gay means Sunil. No, not necessarily.
No.
Not at all. There are so many people who might think that you need not be like Sunil. You need not put some rings in your hand and you know, just show it off. Not necessarily. You can be just yourself. Just be a normal person.
Right. Sunil, are you
to respond to that.
Right. But we want you to, Sunil. Do you say the fact that you come out and say that you're gay, it enhances, improves your business, it improves the work you get? Does it make a difference?
I just had to do it because it's for me. It had nothing, it was irrespective of what profession I was in. And I think being a person of a certain artistic temperament, and I found that fashion was my calling. And it just so happens that the fashion industry is very supportive of the gay industry because of the gay community. And I don't see myself working in a call center or a corporate sector dressed this way. I love my jewelry, I love my clothes, I love to be the way I am. And I think fashion allows me to be there. And also at the same time, I run Sahodran, a CBO, a community-based initiative for MSM and transgender people. And I'm allowed to be myself there.
Right. Gabriel, I'd like to ask you, and we'll come to you as well, Shobna, in a bit. How important is your sexual identity to you as a person?
It is very important. I mean, it's irrespective of whether you have a partner or not. Obviously, it's like, people do have an idea that, the LGBT community, it's only based on sex. It's not so. The identity is required. It is important. And first, as everyone said, we need to be honest to ourselves. I'm working in a corporate and I'm out. And prior to that, I've been with a lot of companies and it's been a big time failure for me because they weren't comfortable with what I was.
Right. Let me ask Shobna. Shobna, how important, we were talking about sexual identity here. Is it crucial for you?
It is definitely crucial because we want to live honest lives. At least I do. I want to be honest with my feelings, with who I am. And that is very, very important. And in terms of work is just an extension of who we are. We sort of tend to be in the closet because we're afraid of the society. And I've been trying to meet some lesbians, and I haven't met a single lesbian. I'm here documenting interventions in the MSM community. So I am in the community. I'm moving around. We have moved around for a week, but I have not seen a single Chennai lesbian. People are afraid to come out. People are afraid.
Elizabeth, let me ask you, Were you afraid to come out and actually acknowledge your sexuality?
I think there's always fear. I don't think it would be, at least for me, it's not honest to say that there's not some fear about it. I think I was very, very fortunate to have a supportive family and a supportive network of friends. But, you know, Winnie and I travel to a lot of cities around the world, and, you know, for the most part, you can make it possible for people to just not know and to not be out. And, you know, and it's important to find safe spaces to do that, because it's not always comfortable, and it's often very frightening to go around the world and not know how someone's going to treat you, whether they're going to be very extreme or whether they're going to be very welcoming.
I'd like to ask the audience now, sir, what if your boss was gay? How would you react?
We don't discriminate them. Okay, once they are out, they themselves keep away from us. They themselves keep away from us. So they have to avoid this, first of all. And I would like to add one more point here. The society gets hurt if something is going different. Okay, so they have to accept themselves, first of all, and they have to come out and then see the reaction of the society. If you hide like that, there is no point in we accepting you. First you come out, and then later we accept you.
But isn't there such a thing as a fear of rejection, sir?
I would just like to respond to this question. If your boss was to be a gay,
Yes, indeed.
First let him proclaim that he is a gay, and so long as he is physically not intimidating, no problem in accepting. What I find is they have faced rejection first at the family level. The family should start accepting every gay and every lesbian. Sex is completely a private affair. Why bring it into the open? Say, just as heterosexual is considered to be a very normal human behavior, homosexuality, when recognized within the family, must be just taken in, and you don't have to proclaim to the world that I'm gay and lesbian, hey, recognize me. Let's accept one thing. When there is rejection happening at a family level, it will start escalating to the social level. The society starts taking this as a very abnormal stuff and start rejecting. So rejection should not happen at a family level. Then I think an all-embracing approach comes in.
Sir, will you tell me how easy or how difficult would it be for a family to actually accept a member within them who is different?
See, before that, I would want to ask Sunil. Okay.
Yes. Please, go ahead. Sunil?
Do you stick to one partner, or you are prone to multiple partners?
That's irrespective of the point. The whole issue is my sexuality.
Yes, fine.
Why,
fine.
that's the first
So
question which I don't have to answer.
As you said, that there
Can I
was a
ask you
problem.
the same question?
Yeah.
Can I ask any heterosexual
Exactly,
person?
I'm coming
Will
there.
they be honest?
One sec,
I
I'm
know
coming there.
a lot of married men who have multiple partners.
See,
I know a lot of married women who have multiple
that
partners.
is where I'm coming.
So why are you targeting?
That
see,
is where I'm
this
coming.
is a misconception that sexual minorities are very sexual.
Or
And they literally
promiscuous.
take that word sexual out of it,
Right.
and that we sleep around.
See, it's your decision whether you accept it or not. My question was whether you stick to one partner or multiple partners.
Is
Oh,
that-
pass the question. Fine. Pass the question.
I think we passed that
Okay,
one.
let him pass the question.
Yes.
Okay, I'm asking him. Okay, he had problem in having a flat. Okay, now if I'm a heterosexual and I tell the landlord that I'm a womanizer, okay, will he give me the flat?
I didn't tell
One
him
sec,
I
one
was,
sec.
I was gay.
Will he give me a flat that if
Would
I'm
you,
saying
would you tell a landlord that?
no? If I tell, will he give me the flat? If I tell him I'm a Muslim, he won't give me a flat. The moment you say that I'm sexually, have a different,
Different,
which I
yes,
call
sexually.
an abnormality.
Yeah.
The fear is that you will start making moves on me.
But sir, why should anybody have to actually make this statement? Is that?
I can just-
is
See, that's
that-
what.
Yeah,
see,
I just
where
answered
I'm
that
coming is
question.
he is facing indiscrimination from the people because people think that he throws stones everywhere. That is true for me also. If I'm going to tell that I sleep with 100 women a month, that is going to happen to me also.
That's a pretty high score.
A
What do you
Muslim
think?
guy who marries four guys, a Muslim guy who marries four guys,
Right.
is going to have face discrimination.
Right. Okay.
I just quickly
Very
respond.
quickly, Sunil.
I never told my landlord I was gay.
You said your sexual orientation differentiation, hence he had some problem and you had to vacate in
It,
11
No,
it-
that
it
was
is
the
because it was
first.
visible. You know, when he saw me, and the fact that I was not masculine enough, I was feminine. I had a male partner with me. We were staying together.
Now, you should have said he's a friend of yours, as simple
That's
as that.
exactly what I told him.
Then
He was.
why did he have any problems here? Come on.
That's something you'll have to ask him.
Right. Let me ask you, Magdalene, in the as you counsel people, Do you actually counsel families towards accepting someone who might be differently oriented?
Yes, we have started support groups for family members now. Many mothers ask this question: did I do something wrong in the way I parented this child that he's become this way? So many parents, are pained thinking that they have done something wrong in the way they have brought up their children.
Tremendous misconceptions
A
here.
lot of
right,
misconceptions.
Magdalene?
So mostly it's giving information and helping them work through this journey with their children. That's what we are trying to
Right.
do.
Let me turn here to Winnie and ask, Winnie, did your parents seek any form of counseling? I mean, you did talk about the issues you had with them.
It's an easy answer. No, and they wouldn't talk to anyone, and they won't except me.
Why would you say that?
Why would I say that?
Yeah.
Because
That they didn't want to.
They've
is
told
it?
me that. Because it's a little bit of what's going on in this room. My parents are very open-minded people, but they might say something like, "Why do you have to flaunt it?" And if I were to be impolite to my parents, I would say, "Why do you wear a wedding ring? Why do you talk about your children? You are flaunting your heterosexuality. We are living in a society in which, if it's considered flaunting for me to just exist and have a family, we're clearly not a particularly tolerant society yet." My parents know that the society that they live in, which is in the West, that says it is tolerant, is not at all as tolerant deeply as it is superficially, and they don't want to subject themselves to the that kind of very slight abuse. This language of who is physically intimidating. Most men in the world are physically intimidating to me, but I'm supposed to live with that. What we think is okay and not okay, acceptable and not acceptable, I think those are complicated questions, and I think my parents are wise to a degree in understanding that the world around them is not as tolerant as it says it is.
Right. Magdalene, you've been a counselor for many years. Now, over the years, have you seen and found that a lot more people are coming to you to actually find some answers? Say maybe mothers and families and parents and brothers, sisters?
I think the numbers of people who have started coming to me seeking help in terms of information and trying to build this relationship between the parent and the son or daughter has been much more, especially after we did the Pride March. Lot of people started coming, lot of young men have started coming out, a lot of young women talking about their sexuality to their parents. So I think this Section 377, reading down of Section 377 has helped many people really become more honest to themselves, and it has helped them start talking about this.
Predisposition towards homosexuality. A person can, and many do, have all these components and still not be a homosexual. A study made by LaHaye, a well-known US-based psychologist, include the following: a melancholy temperament, inadequate parental relationships, permissive childhood training, insecurity about sexual identity, childhood sexual trauma, early interest in sex, and childhood associates and peer pressure. Even if one does in fact have a predisposition towards homosexuality, the person need not necessarily be homosexual. And now that we've dealt with the various pressures that sexual minorities face, we'll take a very short break, come back and talk about our journey of acceptance. Back with you.